At SHOT Show 2025, the gun that I said I was most excited about was the Tikka T3X Ace platform. It's taking the Tikka rifles that have that great action and always hit a great price point and putting it in a precision chassis, both for a game version for hunting and a heavier target version. We're here in Texas. We got both versions of the gun. Let's head straight to the range and we're gonna see how it shoots with a couple YouTuber friends that you guys I'm sure recognize. With any rifle, I know what you guys care about is the accuracy. So we'll look at a group right here. And as you can see, it's not that good. It's really just 1 inch. Except what you maybe don't know is that is a 15 shot group. 15 shot group, and it's just right at 1 MOA. The gun is shooting, phenomenally well. I want to show you a few more groups that we have over here that are, the 5-shot groups. So the cool thing about this is we had a whole line of shooters shooting a whole bunch of different copies of the gun. So we're, can't have a cherry-picked gun. We got a whole bunch of them and all different shooters. And so, we get to see a good representation of just what the gun is capable of. So here's some groups that I shot this morning. Half, and let's see. Then these are 3-shot groups. 3-shot, 3-shot, and another 5-shot group. This is Cortina's. So the gun is shooting so well. On average, shooting multiple 5-shot groups, the average is half MOA. And we don't usually see that from a factory gun. We especially don't usually see it when we have one load that we've tried. This is the Sako TRG Precision Hunter 136 grain. One load to try out with it, and it is just shooting like incredibly well. To average half MOA is phenomenal. I did learn some details about the accuracy on Tikka and Sako rifles. So many of you may know they're sister companies. The Tikkas and the Sakos, it's in the same factory, all the exact same processes for those barrels. In fact, there's no difference whether you're getting the Tikka T3X Lite, the Sako S20, or the Sako 90. The barrels are going to be identical other than lengths and the contour of the barrel. The only one they do anything different on is the TRG, their very high dollar sniper rifle, that they do some lead lapping on that one as well to just eke out that tiny last bit of accuracy. That has me really thinking, knowing that information, because man, you could get that Tikka T3X Lite and get whatever stock you want, and suddenly, you're out there. Yeah. So anyway, the accuracy is very good, but there's a lot more to a rifle than just the accuracy. Let's talk about how it shoots, and we're going to be talking to a bunch of friends in the industry as we go. All right, so what is this rifle and why are we excited about it? The Tikka action is phenomenal, especially for the price point that they hit. The accuracy of Tikka rifles is really that next step up. People say a Ruger American is really accurate. It is for the price point, but it can't hold a candle to a Tikka on average. The Tikka barrels just shoot incredibly well in every rifle we've ever had, same as the Sakos, which is their sister company. So what I'm excited about is now we get to actually take advantage of the full accuracy of the Tikka platform, because we actually have a full featured chassis to shoot from. You have your adjustable cheek piece, you got your bag rider. It's a much heavier platform with a vertical grip and a forend that you have full length ARCA here. It has all the features you would want to shoot accurately. And so while, you may see the same barrels here as a less expensive Tikka, this one happens to use a little bit heavier contour. But really what you're getting is just a stouter platform that all of a sudden it's like you just unlocked the accuracy secret, because all these guns are just shooting so incredibly well. We have a lot of guys here that have worked for a long time in the gun industry, not impressed by a lot of new stuff. We've seen it in terms of rifles, and everybody just keeps gushing on the accuracy of this platform. So there's the target version, that's this one, and the game. Later we're going to talk about which I might recommend, but that's why I'm excited about it. Now the other thing is the Burris XTR PS scope that we're featuring on here. This has all the functionality of the Burris Eliminator. See if we can put the camera right in the scope there, and maybe you'll be able to see this. When I dial the turret here, instead of just seeing you're dialed to 3.2 mils or whatever, it says you're dialed to 527 yards or whatever that is.
Wow, you were actually really close. It was dialed to 528 when you said that.
Oh, I can sense it. It makes it so much faster because all you need is range, dial, and shoot. You don't have to go look up your dope and look like a garage sale. I would love to hunt with this thing. But the real advantage of this thing, I mean, it's kind of built for competition. It has a stage timer in there, that kind of stuff. But I love this scope. The dialing has been money the whole time. It is definitely a higher price point, and that's the difference between this and the Veracity. A less expensive option that has all the features is the Burris Veracity PH. This one just puts it in the XTR3 optical platform, and so it's, you know, just has great glass with all the smart features. All right, we got plates at 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800 yards. We're using this scope, and now we're going to test the dialing on there. We've connected it with the app, and I uploaded the ballistics to the scope. You don't have to connect it to the app every time. Once you send the ballistics, you're good to just use it. And so with any luck, we should be on here. All right, big plate, right side in the middle.
Impact.
All right, now we're gonna I'm just dialing here, and then I'm seeing in the scope, there's an LED display now that I just dialed to 400, so I don't need to know the dope. All right, big plate on the right, 400.
What did the display say?
Green? Yeah.
Green target?
Yes, sir.
Spotter up. Impact.
All right, going to 500 yards. On the right. Oh, it turns out you got to load a cartridge. It's a real malfunction of this gun.
Impact.
All right, going to 600 yards. I held no wind on that last one so I could see where it went. No, I should have a better call for this one now.
I need to shoot that. No, I like it. Impact.
All right, and last one, 800 yards.
That's 700. That's 700 yards.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 700.
Impact.
And 800.
Impact.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 yards, all just by dialing this. Didn't need to know any dope. It just makes a trip to the range so much fun with this thing. You know, you can update the density, altitude, and everything to get crazy with it. But man, for just having a rifle to just take out of the range and play with, that scope is awesome. All right, you guys all know my buddy Eric Cortina here. Eric, you're, you know, obviously deep in the precision world. Shooting a rifle like this, you know, coming in at that 1800 price point, what do you think about the shooting experience behind it? What do you think of the chassis? Anything you like, don't like?
I didn't realize it was only $1,800. It feels like a custom rifle. This is the first time I've ever shot a Tikka. Extremely smooth. I fed it from the mag. I single fed it. I did everything that I could possibly think that I would do when I shoot a rifle. Everything worked great. Shot one whole group at 100 yards during training with
that group was awesome.
With factory ammo, and we were out here tagging targets out to 1,100 yards, no problem. So yeah, I'm impressed.
I'm with you. I have loved shooting it. Then I guess the other question that I had is between this and the game. So this is the Tikka T3X Ace target. It has a little bit thicker profile of a barrel. And this one has, I think this one has 8 M-LOK slots here, and the game has 6. So it's just a little bit shorter on the game, which I don't mind at all. You have the full ARCA. What I have found, though, is I don't know if the complaint is just full ARCA or if it is this bipod specifically, but they do tend to kind of work loose. In an ideal world, I really like having ARCA and then it kind of scallop up and having Picatinny so that your bipod just never moves. The other thing that I like is the mechanism here for adjusting the cheek piece. So this is kind of the release, so it springs up if I had 2 hands. And then you tighten this lock nut to the spot you want, and then you just press the button and it springs up to it. So it's pretty nice. I think I like the way that works. You can move the butt pad up and down and twist side to side. I don't really know why I would want to do that, but you can move it up and down, which is kind of handy. This is aftermarket. This is our backstop recoil pad on it. And yeah, as far as the platform, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean, this is my first Tikka ever, and I'm impressed.
For that price, it's gonna be tough to beat. All right, this is Adrian from Sin City Outdoors. So you're only 2 hours away from us, and we've never met.
Yeah, Las Vegas, man. I'm surprised too. I didn't know you were in St. George.
Yeah.
I've seen your videos in Utah. I wasn't quite sure where you were. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some collabs in the future. Well, these are awesome guns. So far, everybody's been really positive. Let me ask you this though: what was the biggest thing that you didn't like?
The only thing that I personally had a problem with a little bit, and this isn't even like the big, something that's major, is I just had a little bit of a problem putting the magazine in. But if I'm looking at stuff that minute, I mean, it's a great rifle overall. This is one of the first times I've ever shot anything really long range, and especially like changing targets and everything. And the fact that, somebody who isn't familiar with shooting super long distances is able to just pick up a rifle, zero in at 100, and start hitting steel at 1,000 yards is
You're crushing
pretty impressive. Yeah, pretty impressive. So, yeah,
All right, cool, man.
What I think. Awesome.
Well, check out Sin City Outdoors. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. All right, really excited to have you. This is Ray from X-Ring. I'm sure most of you guys know him, have seen his channel. I was very curious what your thoughts are between the game model and the target model. About 1.5 pounds, I think, difference between them.
Yep.
A little bit longer forend here. The target model, you get the 2-stage trigger, but you're getting up there in weight. What do you tell people in general?
As far as the rifles, these performed unbelievably well. I mean, no one had any issues, regardless of whether they were using the single stack magazine or they were using the, the 2-to-1 that you guys are already used to with, like the Tikka series. Honestly, I think they did a great job with it. I think that the game is just a little heavier than I would have preferred. That's my biggest complaint with it. I actually reviewed the game last week. Honestly, as far as accuracy goes, because some people might be concerned about the thinner profile barrel, I don't know of anyone for this entire week that suffered because they shot a game as opposed to the target.
Yep.
These rifles shot well, and even the instructors here said, man, you guys are just killing it. And the accuracy's there, reliability and all of that. Yeah, but no feed issues or anything else. I think there are some other things that are up and coming. One of the complaints that I had, you had already mentioned, when you get the game, you only get the single stage trigger. You can't get the 2-stage like you do in the target. But overall, having spent a lot of time behind both of these and shooting hundreds and hundreds of rounds out of both, pretty incredible rifles. I think you're getting a lot of rifle for the money.
They're good.
Yes,
they're
are.
good.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool.
Jim,
Ray,
thank you again for having me
really
on.
good
It's been a
to
pleasure.
get to spend a little bit of time with you.
Likewise.
We'll see you on your channel.
All right, sounds good.
As a hunting guide, how much is a client going to whine if you're hiking up the mountains and that's the rifle? That's going to have been the knock on the game version, is that it's a little heavy for big game hunting. What do you think?
Usually what I would say is I would probably end up carrying this rifle up the mountain. But I think it is a little bit heavy, but it also has a lot of accessories on it right now. If I was to strip it down, take the suppressor off, maybe take the bipod off and just plan on shooting over a backpack, it would be manageable. But where I could see this really shining is more in like prairie dog shooting, predator management, coyotes, bobcats, fox, things like that.
For me, I will take the weight. I want to be able to hit what I'm freaking aiming at. And the weight, the guns just shoot a little bit better. So for me, it's awesome. But I think what I'm going to end up going with, what I'm going to pick, is get the target version that's heavier. And then when I want to take it hunting, put it in a carbon fiber stock and go hunting.
Yeah.
If I had to, really squint hard at this thing and find a couple things that I didn't like, it's going to be 2. Number 1, I don't like the bag rider. It is the same bag rider as their much higher dollar, the TRG. It's just so short on the bag that, this is a pivot point, right? And we want a base here to sit flat on. And so I would love that to be broader and longer. As you're riding up the bag, we're like going up that speed bump. That's not just theoretical. When I'm shooting, I see my heartbeat in the scope a lot more than I'm used to seeing, especially in a heavy platform like this. And I think that's why. We got a small little point there. The second thing that I might quibble on is the Tikka trigger. It has, you know, your standard trigger that you might see on a Tikka T3X Lite. It's not a bad trigger, but I don't know that it's going to compete trigger-wise with like the Seekins Havoc Hit or the Aero Solus that have, I think they both have TriggerTech field triggers. Don't quote me on that. But they have upgraded triggers for a precision platform. And so it's a fine trigger, but I don't know that that quite matches the rest of it. Now, those are quibbles. It's a phenomenal platform. I would go so far as to say it just might be the best rifle I've reviewed. It hits an amazing price point at $1,800, and it's a rifle that you use all year in a heavy chassis. You take, you know, 2 screws out, pop it in, easily compatible, grab a carbon fiber stock, pop it in, and you go hunting. You don't have to re-zero the scope, nothing's, just 2 screws and you're ready to go. And so that's why I really feel like this might be the one and done rifle for so many guys. You're getting a thicker barrel that just behaves better, and the accuracy is unmatched.